Okay, so on worksheet 3, question 7, we're dealing with the salt calcium hydroxide. And as soon as you guys see a salt, like the formula for salt, do the big 3 steps. Okay, we need to do them for every question. So before I even have to worry about what the question says, I'm going to write that down. So calcium hydroxide, CaOH2, breaks down to give you, and the name tells you the answer, calcium and hydroxide. So calcium in group 2 is a +2 ion, and hydroxide, OH, is a -1 ion. And because there are 2 of them here, we're going to need to have 2 of them there. Now, yesterday in class, I had a student who'd missed the brackets solving these questions, and of course, then thought that it was just OH2 as a grouping. So those brackets have a big important meaning, especially when we're writing down the balanced equation. Now, from a balanced equation, we get a molar ratio, and the molar ratio is x to 2x. We just look at the balancing. And the third step of the big 3 steps is my KSP equation. So KSP is equal to concentration of my calcium +2 ion times the concentration of my OH -1 ion, and this 2 means we square it, and this is the money step. So if I ask you guys for a KSP expression, this is how I want you to write it, with the elements' names and their square brackets, which means concentration of. So before we even read the question and know what we're looking for as an answer, we have to do these steps. We can now simplify this to a simple math expression by putting these values into the brackets. So we know that calcium's ion will be multiplied by hydroxides, and the hydroxides has to be squared. So this value is x, and this value is 2x squared. And that works out to a KSP expression, working out to 4x cubed. And this is my simple little math expression that I can use to solve the problem. And in every problem, then, I'm either giving you, here's the KSP, find x, or here is x, find the KSP. There's no other kinds of problems I can give you. And this question right at the end, question 7, says, what is the KSP? So they must have given me x. And they didn't give it to me directly in this case. All right, in this question, what they gave me, instead of directly giving me x, was grams and liters. Okay, they told me that we had 0.26 grams of the calcium hydroxide, and that was in 0.5 liters of solution. So what they're trying to give me is this x. Okay, is what they're trying to give me. But these square brackets here tell us that we need the answer to be given to us in moles per liter. And I don't have moles per liter, I have grams per liter. And that's important to notice. In fact, I don't have grams per 1 liter, I have grams per 5 liters. But if I want to get rid of the units grams at the top, I can write the units grams on the bottom. If I want the units of moles on top, I can write the units moles on top. And now we have molar mass. And if I want to calculate the molar mass, I always put the number 1 beside the word moles. And to get the grams, what I need to do is I need to add 1 calcium, and I need to add 2 oxygens and 2 of the hydrogens together, using their molar masses from the periodic table. So that's going to give us 74.1 grams. And we can see here that grams on the top cancels grams on the bottom. I'll be left with moles over liter. So we're going to multiply numbers we find on the top of the line and divide numbers we find on the bottom of the line, and that's going to give me my answer in moles per liter. So when we factor this all out, we get 0.007 moles per liter. And this is in the right format. This is the value of x. This is the value of amount of calcium hydroxide that dissolved. But since the value of x is the same across, I can put that value into the KSP expression. Okay, so now we know the value of x, so KSP is going to be equal to 4 times that value cubed, where that value is 0.007. So order of operations, you guys, we cube things first and then multiply by 4 to get our KSP. So that gives us a value of 1.38 times 10 to the -6. So it's really important, you guys, when we're solving these kinds of calculation questions, that you look at the units that our x was given in. on my unit test, I think I've got one, maybe two questions where I'm going to give you grams per liter instead of moles per liter. And so what you're going to have to do is look for that and using your molar mass, put it in the correct format. Remember, square brackets means moles per liter.